Welcome to Quantum Sirens, where the mystical wisdom of tarot meets the soothing embrace of calming sleep stories. You're invited to embark on ethereal journeys through the world of tarot, each story designed to relax your mind, guide your spirit, and gently lull you into a peaceful slumber. In each video, explore a different tarot card through enchanting, dreamlike childhood tales that help you connect with numerology and tarot deeper meanings. As you drift off to sleep, let these stories unfold in your mind, allowing the wisdom of the cards to accompany you through your dreams. If you feel drawn to the energy of the card, or if the story resonates with you, please feel free to interact with the video, like, comment, or share your thoughts about how the story speaks to you. By engaging with the video, you can join in the unfolding journey of each tarot card and become part of our growing, peaceful community. Relax, close your eyes, and allow yourself to flow into the quiet magic of the night. Your journey with tarot has just begun.
The Calling of the Magician. Once upon a time, in a land where the sun always seemed to shine just a little brighter, there was a young squirrel named Arlo. Arlo lived in a small, cozy treehouse nestled in the tallest oak tree of the forest. The wind whispered through the leaves, and the branches swayed gently, creating a soft symphony of nature's songs. Arlo had always felt a deep connection to the world around them, and there was a quiet hum of magic that seemed to follow them wherever they went. One bright morning, as Arlo was collecting acorns, they found something unusual, a sparkling stone, smooth and glimmering with strange markings on its surface. The stone glowed with a soft light, almost as though it were alive. When Arlo touched it, a sudden rush of energy filled the air, and in that moment, they knew their life was about to change forever. A voice, not heard with ears but felt deep in the heart, spoke. Arlo, you are ready to embrace your true potential. The world is waiting for you to shape it with your will. The tools you need are already within you. The magician's path is calling. Arlo's heart skipped a beat. The magician, they thought. What could that mean? As Arlo looked around, a path began to reveal itself before them. It was not a visible path, but one that called to Arlo's spirit through a clearing where the trees grew taller and the grass seemed greener. Arlo felt a strong pull in that direction, a desire to learn and create, to discover their own hidden powers. The wind stirred as if urging them forward. Curious and excited, Arlo decided to follow the path. As they ventured deeper into the forest, they noticed strange symbols etched into the trunks of trees and stones, all seeming to point in the same direction. It wasn't long before Arlo reached a small clearing, where the air was thick with energy. In the center of the clearing stood an ancient stone circle, its stones arranged in a perfect circle. There, standing tall in the center, was a wise owl named Solon, their feathers glistening in the sunlight. Welcome, Arlo, Solon said, their voice deep and knowing. I am Solon, the keeper of the magician's wisdom. You have come to seek the power to create, to manifest, and to shape the world around you. But first, you must understand the power within yourself. Arlo blinked, a bit overwhelmed. But I don't know how to do any of that, they said. I'm just a squirrel. How can I be a magician? Solon's wise eyes twinkled. Being a magician is not about magic tricks or grand illusions. It is about harnessing your inner strength, your skills, and your will to create what you desire. You already possess the tools: your mind, your heart, your focus, and your resourcefulness. The world is full of potential, and you are the one who can unlock it. Arlo tilted their head, confused but intrigued. But how do I begin? You must first understand the power of intention, Solon replied. The magician's gift is the ability to direct energy with clarity and purpose. It is the power of creation itself, the ability to turn ideas into reality. And it begins with you focusing your mind and heart on what you truly desire. Solon spread their wings wide and gestured to the world around them. Look around you, Arlo. Everything you see, the trees, the sky, the rivers, the earth, was once a thought, a dream, a possibility. The energy of the universe flows through all things. The question is, what will you create with that energy? Arlo's mind raced. I don't even know where to start. What should I create? Start with yourself. Solon said. The first step in becoming a true magician is to believe in your own potential. Believe that you are capable of creating, capable of shaping your own destiny. When you truly trust in your abilities, the universe will respond to your intentions. Arlo took a deep breath. They looked at the sky above, the sun filtering through the leaves, casting dappled light on the forest floor. Slowly, a thought began to form in Arlo's mind, a vision of what they wanted to create, a world where all animals could live in harmony, where each one could use their unique talents to contribute to the whole. I want to create a world where everyone's gifts are valued, Arlo said, their voice filled with newfound conviction. I want to help others understand their own power, just like I'm beginning to understand mine. Solon nodded, a pleased smile crossing their face. That is the first step, Arlo. You have recognized your intention. Now, you must learn to focus your energy to bring that vision to life. Arlo felt a spark of excitement deep inside them. The idea seemed so big, so important, and yet so possible. For the first time, Arlo believed in their ability to shape the world around them. You have what you need, Arlo, Solon said. The tools are already within you, and the world is ready to respond. But remember, the magician is not just about creating with the mind. It is about using all the resources at your disposal, your intelligence, your skills, your heart, and your connection to others. It is about taking action and using your focus to manifest your desires. Arlo looked down at their paws, realizing that with every step forward, they were getting closer to their goal. They had always been a curious and resourceful squirrel, and now they were learning to use those qualities to create real change. Solon's voice filled the air once more. Arlo, the time to begin is now. Harness your will and use it to create the world you envision. It's all within your reach. With a final nod, Solon spread their wings and took to the sky, leaving Arlo standing in the clearing, filled with new understanding. The world was full of potential, and Arlo was ready to embrace it. They had the power to manifest their dreams and bring about the changes they wished to see. And so, Arlo began the first step of their journey as the magician, focused, determined, and full of possibility. The energy of the universe was theirs to shape, and they were ready to take on the adventure ahead. The power of intention. Arlo stood in the clearing, heart racing with excitement and curiosity. The air seemed charged with energy, as though every leaf and stone around them was alive with possibility. The words of Solon echoed in their mind, the world is full of potential, and you are the one who can unlock it. With newfound confidence, Arlo closed their eyes and took a deep breath. What is it that I want to create? They asked themselves. They had already begun to form a vision, a world where everyone could use their unique gifts to help each other. But how could they turn this dream into reality? Arlo's eyes opened, and they looked around. The world was brimming with resources. The trees provided wood. The rivers offered water. The earth was rich with nutrients, and the sky above was filled with endless possibilities. Arlo knew that the tools to manifest their vision were right in front of them, waiting to be used. Just then, a small, quick-moving rabbit named Tabby bounded into the clearing. Tabby was known for their speed and cleverness, always able to dart from place to place faster than anyone else. Their fur was a soft gray, and their bright eyes shone with energy. Hey, Arlo. What's going on? Tabby asked, stopping to catch their breath. You look different. What's this about manifesting? Arlo smiled. I've just learned something incredible, Tabby. I've learned that the power to create is within me, within all of us. But it takes focus and intention. We can shape the world around us if we know what we want and work to bring it into being. Tabby tilted their head, clearly intrigued. That sounds amazing. But how does it work? Can I make something appear just by thinking about it? Arlo paused, considering Tabby's question. Well, it's not just about thinking. It's about focusing your energy and using the right tools. When we put our heart and mind together and act with intention, we begin to create. Tools. Tabby repeated, flicking their ears. What kind of tools? Arlo looked around the clearing, remembering the symbols on the stones and trees. Look around us. Tavi. Nature is full of tools, resources we can use. The trees provide wood. The earth offers stones. And the water gives life. The mind is a tool. too. It's about understanding how to use what we have to make things happen. Tavi looked over at the nearby river. So, if I wanted to build something, like, say, a bridge to help us cross the river easily, I could use what's around here to do that. Right. Exactly. Arlo replied. Their eyes shining. You'd use your skills, your ideas, and the resources around you. And then, once you've focused your intention on the goal, you begin the work. It's not magic in the way we often think, it's the magic of intention, creativity, and action. Tavi's eyes brightened with excitement. That sounds like something I could do. I know the best stones for building, and I can gather them quickly. I'm ready to try. Go for it, Tavi. Arlo encouraged. Manifestation isn't just about waiting for something to appear, it's about being ready to take action when the time comes. As Tavi hopped off toward the river, Arlo stood still for a moment, reflecting on the lesson they had just learned. The magician's power was not just about wishing for something to happen, it was about taking that first step, gathering the right resources, and using them with clear focus. This is the power of intention, Arlo thought. The ability to shape the world with what we already have. Arlo decided it was time to try using their own tools. They looked around and saw a few fallen branches nearby. They picked one up and felt its smooth surface under their paws. The branch was simple, but it was a tool nonetheless, a tool they could use to manifest their vision. Arlo closed their eyes and focused on the idea of a peaceful gathering place for all the animals in the forest. A place where they could come together, share their stories, and celebrate the unique gifts each one had to offer. Arlo envisioned a large, open clearing, surrounded by stone benches, with a fire pit in the center to keep everyone warm during the cooler months. In that moment, Arlo saw it clearly what they wanted to create, and how to make it real. With a renewed sense of purpose, Arlo stood up, holding the branch in their paws. They began to sketch out the design in the dirt, their imagination flowing freely as they marked the ground. They used their knowledge of the forest, the way the sun moved through the trees, the way the wind carried the scent of the flowers to guide them. They arranged the stones, picked up fallen branches, and even collected moss to soften the ground. Each decision felt deliberate, each action purposeful. Tavi returned shortly, excited to show Arlo what they had built, a small, sturdy bridge made of stones and branches, spanning the river and creating an easy path from one side to the other. Here it is, Arlo. I did it. I can already see how this is going to help everyone get across faster and safer, Tavi said, hopping up and down with joy. Arlo smiled and nodded, their own creation taking shape before them. This is how it works, Tavi. You've used your skills and focused your intention to create something that will benefit the whole forest. And now, I'm doing the same with this gathering place. The two friends stood side by side, gazing at their respective creations. It was clear now that the forest was beginning to change. And it was changing because the animals were beginning to see their own potential and the power of their own intentions. Arlo felt a deep satisfaction in their heart. They had begun to understand that creation was a process of gathering tools, focusing intention, and taking action. The energy to manifest their dreams was alive in every corner of the world, and it was available to anyone who was willing to embrace it. As the sun began to set, casting a warm golden glow across the clearing, Arlo and Tavi sat down on a large stone near the riverbank, watching the water flow gently past. They knew that the world around them was full of endless possibilities, and together, they would continue to shape it with their creativity, their skills, and their intentions. And so, the journey of the magician began for Arlo. With each step, they would continue to learn how to use their gifts and harness the power of manifestation. The forest was a place of potential, and Arlo knew that as long as they stayed focused, the world would continue to unfold in magical ways. The tools of the magician. The next day, as the first rays of sunlight peeked through the trees, Arlo awoke with a new sense of purpose. The clearing had come to life. with the stone circle glowing softly in the morning light. The gathering place was now a beautiful space, with the fire pit surrounded by moss-covered stones and the benches made from branches and logs, all ready to welcome the animals of the forest. Arlo could feel the buzz of excitement in the air. They had begun to understand that manifestation wasn't just about ideas, but about taking real steps toward creation. And the tools to make their dreams come true were all around them. In every leaf, every stone, every breeze, Arlo's mind raced with ideas. And they felt a deep connection to the world, as though they were part of something much bigger than themselves. As Arlo approached the stone circle, a familiar figure appeared, a tiny, bright-eyed mole named Pip. Pip had always been known for their cleverness and resourcefulness, able to find solutions to problems others might miss. Arlo, I've been watching you, Pip said with a smile. The space you've created here is beautiful. It feels magical. You've got something going on with that intention of yours. Arlo chuckled. Thanks, Pip. It's been a journey, but I'm learning how to make things happen. The magician has so many tools to work with, tools that help us bring ideas into the world. Pip tilted their head. What do you mean by tools? Exactly. Arlo thought for a moment, considering the best way to explain. Well, Pip, tools can be anything we use to create something. It can be our skills, our knowledge, or even our willpower. It's about using everything at our disposal, everything we already have within us, to manifest our desires. Pip's eyes sparkled with understanding. So, like my digging skills, I can use those to help build things. Right. Exactly. Arlo said with excitement. Your skills are one of your most important tools. Just like how I use the branches and moss to create the gathering place. You could use your digging to help with foundations or even to create underground tunnels for everyone to travel safely. Pip smiled. I think I get it now. I can make a real difference using what I already know how to do. That's powerful. Arlo nodded. That's the essence of the magician, Pip. It's all about using the resources we already have, the tools we were born with, and putting them to work with intention and focus. As Arlo and Pip stood in the clearing, a light breeze swirled around them, carrying with it the scent of flowers and fresh earth. Suddenly, a rustling sound echoed from the edge of the forest. Arlo turned to see an elegant fox named Luna, walking with grace through the trees. Luna had always been known for her intelligence and keen intuition, able to see the deeper meaning in things that others might miss. Hello, Arlo. Hello, Pip. Luna greeted, her eyes shining. I've been thinking about what you said yesterday. This idea of creating and manifesting with intention is so intriguing. Glad to see you're interested, Luna, Arlo said with a smile. You know, manifestation isn't just about what we can see, it's also about what we feel and understand on a deeper level. You, Luna, are so attuned to the world around you. Your intuition is a powerful tool. Luna paused for a moment, considering Arlo's words. Intuition. Huh. I've always trusted my instincts. But I didn't know it could be a tool for creation. How does that work? Arlo thought for a moment. Well, intuition is a way of knowing things without needing to explain them. It's like when you feel the direction the wind is blowing or when you sense something before it happens. Your intuition guides you to the right choices. And when you combine that with action, it becomes a powerful tool for manifestation. Luna's eyes sparkled with a newfound understanding. So, I can use my intuition to guide me in creating the things I want to see in the world. Like a new path for everyone to walk on. Exactly, Arlo said, their voice filled with excitement. Your intuition can guide you in knowing what needs to be done. And from there, you take action. It's like using your heart and mind together to direct the energy of creation. Pip hopped around, eager to get started. This is amazing. I've got my digging tools. And now Luna's got her intuition as a tool. Arlo, do you have a tool you're working with? Arlo grinned, feeling a sense of pride in their growing understanding. I've been learning how to use my creativity. I've been thinking about how I can combine my skills with my imagination to make things happen. The magician's power isn't just in the physical tools, it's also in the mind. The ability to dream and turn those dreams into reality is another tool we have. Luna nodded thoughtfully. I see. So, it's not just about what we can do, but also about how we think and feel. The mind and heart are part of the process. 2. Arlo's heart swelled with the excitement of their discoveries. Exactly. The tools are all around us, everything we need to create is already within us. We just have to focus our intention, use our skills, and trust that the world will respond. Just as Arlo finished speaking, the forest around them seemed to hum with energy. It was as if the trees, the animals, and the very earth itself were responding to the realization that creation was underway. The world was waiting for them to act, to manifest their desires, and to bring their dreams into existence. Let's do it, then, Pip said with a grin. Let's use our tools and make the forest even better. Together, we can create something amazing. Luna's eyes gleamed with excitement. We can do it. We've got the tools, the energy, and the focus. The time is now. Arlo felt the power of the moment, knowing that the forest was changing. Not because of magic, but because they had all learned to use their tools with intention and purpose. The magician's lesson was simple yet profound. When you understand your resources, both inside and out, and focus your energy, you can create anything. And so, the animals of the forest, Arlo, Pip, Luna, and all their friends, began to work together, each using their unique tools and skills to manifest a better, brighter world. And as the forest thrived, they all knew that the power to shape the world lay not in the realm of fantasy, but in their own hands, hearts, and minds. The challenges of manifestation. The days in the forest passed like a dream, filled with laughter, work, and creative energy. Arlo, Pip, and Luna, along with the other animals, had begun to see the world around them transform. The once simple gathering place had blossomed into a thriving hub where everyone, from the smallest insects to the tallest trees, gathered to share their gifts. The animals had worked together, using their individual skills to build homes, bridges, and paths that made the forest a more harmonious place. Arlo felt a deep sense of pride. But also, there was a quiet voice in their mind that said, is it really enough? Can we keep going and creating more? The more Arlo focused on their intention, the more they realized that manifestation was not always smooth sailing. Sometimes, even with all the tools and skills, things didn't turn out quite as planned. One morning, as Arlo was walking through the newly built paths, they noticed something odd. A section of the bridge Tavi had constructed was starting to crumble. The stones had shifted, and the branches were no longer secure. Arlo felt a pang of disappointment. What happened? They murmured to themselves, pacing back and forth. We worked so hard on this, and now it's falling apart. Pip, who had been digging a tunnel nearby, noticed Arlo's distress and hurried over. Hey, what's going on? Pip asked. Arlo pointed to the damaged bridge. The path we created, it's not as sturdy as it should be. We've put in so much work, but it feels like things are falling apart. Pip squinted at the bridge. I see what you mean. Looks like the foundation's not as solid as it should be. Maybe we didn't use the right stones in that section. Or maybe the weight wasn't distributed evenly. It could be that we didn't focus enough on all the details. Arlo nodded slowly, feeling a mix of frustration and uncertainty. I thought we had all the tools we needed. We worked with intention and creativity. But sometimes it feels like no matter how hard we try, things don't always turn out the way we imagined. Just then, Luna appeared, walking toward them with her calm, graceful demeanor. What's this about the bridge? She asked, sensing the tension in the air. Arlo pointed to the structure. We worked together, using our tools. But it's falling apart. I thought we were creating something lasting. But now it feels like a failure. Luna observed the situation with her usual quiet wisdom. Manifestation is never without its challenges. Arlo, it's not always about making things perfect. Sometimes, we need to reassess, make adjustments, and trust that we can learn from setbacks. The magician's lesson isn't just about using tools, it's about resilience and adaptability. Sometimes, the process requires us to step back, understand what went wrong, and rebuild with even more knowledge. Pip nodded, digging a little deeper into the dirt. Yeah. Sometimes things don't go as planned. And that's okay. It doesn't mean we've failed, it means we've learned. This bridge might need to be rebuilt. But now we know more about what will make it strong. We can use our mistakes as part of the learning process. Arlo stood still for a moment, taking in their words. So, it's not about everything being perfect from the start. Exactly. Luna replied. When you create, it's a journey. You'll make mistakes along the way. And that's part of the magic of it all. Every time something doesn't go the way you expect, you have an opportunity to learn and grow. Arlo's heart lightened as they understood the deeper truth behind Luna's words. So, we can rebuild the bridge with more knowledge, more attention to detail. And even if it takes time, it will be even better for it. That's right. Pip said, winking. It's not about getting everything perfect the first time. The power is in continuing to work, to keep learning, and to stay focused on the goal. That's how we make things happen. Arlo smiled and felt a renewed sense of determination. They weren't defeated by the bridge's failure, rather. They were excited about the lessons it brought. They would take the time to fix the foundation, to be more mindful of the materials, and to make sure everything was in balance. As the days passed, Arlo and their friends worked together to rebuild the bridge. They gathered new stones, tested the weight distribution, and worked in harmony to ensure that it would be solid and lasting. With each adjustment, the process felt less like a setback and more like an opportunity to refine their skills and deepen their understanding of the creation process. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and cast a golden glow across the forest, Arlo stood at the completed bridge, feeling a deep sense of pride. The bridge was stronger than ever, built with greater care and knowledge than before. It was a true reflection of the journey they had all undertaken, with all the lessons, failures, and triumphs along the way. Tavi, who had been helping with the final touches, hopped onto the bridge and ran across, her fur shimmering in the sunset light. It's perfect, she exclaimed. I've never felt a bridge that sturdy before. Arlo smiled, feeling the satisfaction of seeing the project through to completion. It's more than just perfect, Tavi. It's a symbol of what we've learned together. The magician's power isn't about getting everything right the first time, it's about staying focused, learning from our mistakes, and continuing to create. This bridge is more than just a structure, it's a testament to our growth. Luna and Pip stood beside Arlo, their eyes reflecting the same understanding. Manifestation, Luna said softly, isn't just about what we create, it's also about who we become in the process. It's about learning to trust ourselves, our skills, and the journey itself. Arlo felt a deep sense of gratitude and peace. The forest was alive with the hum of possibilities, and they had learned that creation wasn't just a one-time event, it was an ongoing process of growth, adaptation, and transformation. The magician's tools weren't just the physical things around them, they were also the lessons, the resilience, and the trust in the journey that would continue to unfold. And so, as the night settled in and the stars twinkled above, Arlo, Pip, Luna, and all the animals of the forest sat together at the base of the newly rebuilt bridge, knowing that the journey of manifestation was one that would continue, full of challenges, rewards, and endless possibilities. The mastery of the magician. The next morning, a soft mist blanketed the forest, giving it an otherworldly glow. Arlo, now more confident than ever, stood before the stone circle in the clearing, reflecting on all they had learned. The bridge was complete, and the animals had begun to use it, sharing their knowledge and ideas as they crossed back and forth. Everything felt alive with possibility, and Arlo realized they had come a long way since that first day of uncertainty. Pip, Luna, and the rest of the animals had been working alongside Arlo, building not just physical structures but a deeper sense of community. Yet, despite all the progress, Arlo felt a sense of wonder still brewing inside them. Was this the end of the journey? Had they really mastered the art of creation? They couldn't help but wonder if there was more to learn, more to explore, more to create. As Arlo stood lost in thought, Luna approached, her eyes as deep as the night sky. "What's on your mind, Arlo?" she asked gently. "I've been thinking," Arlo said slowly. "We've come so far. And we've learned so much. But sometimes, I wonder if I'm truly ready for everything this journey has to offer. We've used our tools, learned from our mistakes, and built something beautiful. But can we continue to grow? Can I continue to create, even when things seem impossible?" Luna smiled softly. "Arlo, the magician doesn't just represent what we create, it represents the constant flow of energy that guides us to evolve. You've learned how to use your tools. But true mastery comes when you trust that the tools will always be there when you need them. You've already embraced your potential. Now, you need to let go of fear and trust in the process." Arlo blinked, absorbing Luna's words. "So, it's not about knowing everything or being perfect, but trusting in the journey and continuing to learn along the way." "Exactly," Luna replied. "Mastery isn't about knowing all the answers. It's about trusting yourself, being open to change, and being willing to grow and learn. The journey never really ends, Arlo. There's always more to create, more to discover, and more to understand." As if on cue, Pip bounded over, excited as always. "Hey, I've got something to show you all." Pip held up a small, shimmering stone they had found near the river. It seemed to glow with a soft light. "What's that, Pip?" Arlo asked, intrigued. "This," Pip said with a grin, "is a stone of possibility. I found it near the river. It's got so much potential, just like the magician's energy. It's not shaped into anything yet, but with a little work, it could be transformed into something amazing. Just like us." Arlo examined the stone carefully. It was smooth and radiated a faint glow, full of promise. "It's beautiful," they said. "But what will we do with it?" Pip shrugged. "We could make it into something. Or we could leave it as it is and let it be a reminder that anything can be created if we choose to shape it." Arlo smiled, understanding the deeper meaning of the stone. It wasn't just a stone, it was a reflection of the power of intention, creativity, and transformation. It was a reminder that there was always more to create, more to learn, and more to manifest, even when things seemed uncertain. The animals gathered around, each of them inspired by the stone and its potential. Luna nodded thoughtfully. "This stone is like the beginning of any creation. It's full of raw energy, ready to be shaped by intention and will. The possibilities are endless. But the most important thing is to trust that we have the power to mold it, to make it into something that aligns with our vision." Arlo felt a surge of excitement as they held the stone in their paws. "I get it now," they said, their voice filled with clarity. "The power of manifestation is about knowing that we are the creators of our own reality. We don't need to have all the answers or control everything. We just need to trust in the process, use our tools, and allow things to unfold in their own time." Pip jumped up, hopping in place with enthusiasm. "Let's make something amazing out of this stone then. We could turn it into a beacon that lights the way for everyone in the forest." Arlo looked at the stone again, the spark of inspiration lighting up their eyes. "Yes. We'll use this stone as a symbol of everything we've learned. We'll carve it with our intentions, and let it guide the way for all of us as we continue on our journey." As the animals worked together, each bringing their unique skills and insights to the task, they began to shape the stone. Arlo used their creativity to envision a beautiful design, while Luna's intuition guided them to carve symbols that represented balance and harmony. Pip's cleverness helped them to create intricate patterns. And with each stroke, the stone began to glow brighter and brighter, pulsing with energy. When the stone was finally complete, it stood tall in the center of the clearing, a radiant beacon that seemed to hum with the power of possibility. The animals gathered around, admiring their work. "It's perfect," Luna said softly. "This stone isn't just a symbol of what we've created, it's a reminder of the power we all have within us to shape our world." Arlo stood before the stone, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. "We've learned so much. We've learned how to use our tools, trust in ourselves, and keep moving forward, even when things seem uncertain." And most of all, we've learned that creation is an ongoing journey, full of potential and endless possibilities. Pip grinned, bouncing around with excitement. And the best part is that the journey never ends. We can keep creating, keep learning, and keep growing. This is just the beginning. Arlo looked around at their friends, Pip, Luna, Tavi, and the other animals, and felt a deep sense of peace. The forest had transformed from a place of uncertainty to one of possibility. A place where anything could be created with intention, focus, and trust. And so, Arlo, the magician, stood before the glowing stone, knowing that their journey was far from over. They had learned that creation wasn't just about the destination, but about the process itself. It was about using the tools at their disposal, creativity, intuition, knowledge, and willpower, and trusting in the journey, no matter where it might lead. As the stars twinkled above and the animals gathered to share stories and dreams, Arlo felt a deep connection to the world around them. They knew that the possibilities were infinite, and they were ready to continue the journey, creating, shaping, and manifesting a world filled with magic, possibility, and endless wonder.